your favorite podcast. I'm your host, Matty G.
It's your boy, two-time champ, Vert Vango.
Yeah, fellas. Excuse me. I know it's pretty late, but I'm wired. I had my game earlier today. We won, end the season, so I'm just very live today. So just apologizing in advance. Um, let's jump into our Week 12 matchups, man. Um, it's what a week it was. What a week it was. Um, it was I don't know, man. Let's just jump into it. So I played KT this week. I ended up with the victory 110 to I just lost my space right now.
88.
Yeah, 110 to 88, stacking another win, and there was nothing fantastic about this matchup. So it's nothing else to add on that. Nothing,
I mean,
nothing
it
to add.
was another week. KT scored under 100 points, man. Yeah,
What more can I say?
another week he scored under 100 points. This is three losses in a row for KT,
What more can I
and
do?
this is four wins in a row for you, Matt. You
I
currently
leave
have
this up to
You currently have the
you.
longest winning streak, and I can see you're feeling yourself, Janoson Jr.
No, I am not Janelson Jr. Don't compare me to him, man.
Hey man, you're just not as vocal as Janoson,
I
man.
am I am not as vocal as
You
Janelson, and
you get
because I
you,
could I
you
could care,
feel
I could care less if I get any recognition because I'm just a guy from the basement. I'm in the basement. 3 years strong. I actually had to go look. I accidentally looked back, and it wasn't 4 years. I gave myself another year when I didn't need to. I've been in the basement for 4 times, but this is 3 years in a row. I'm in a basement, man, and I'm sick of people telling me that I didn't accept it. I accept the freaking basement, okay? I'm in the basement, bro. Like that's just what it is. I'm not getting excited. I have a 4 game winning streak. Am I confident about my team? Yes, I am very confident about my team. That's all I got to
yo.
say about that.
I'm
I
just gonna add there's nothing wrong with that. You won 4 games in a row. You should feel good about
I am
yourself.
feeling good.
You
I am
should,
feeling good. I
but
am.
I feel like sometimes in this league, when you feel good about yourself, you get crucified. If you talk about your accolades, you get crucified. If you talk about, if you feel confident that my team is a contender, you get crucified in this league.
Well, guess what, Vic? Guess what? Then
Like,
crucify me. I feel like my
no,
team is a contender, man.
it's fine. Like,
And I've said that from the jump.
I've said it multiple times this week. Like, and when Janelson was a champ, he was my favorite champ. He talked that shit. I like seeing Janelson talk that shit. That's good. He's feeling themselves. It's playoff time. It's when the shit gets tough. Yo, why do we gotta hide behind shit? Why do we
No,
gotta
no
be?
need. No
You
need.
know what I mean, man?
And
It's just
and
like,
and and to be quite honest with you, I feel like I'm not even in the space to be talking. I've been 3 years in the basement. I gotta earn my stripes back. Cause honestly, I haven't been good. So why should I be gloating or anything if I haven't been good? And that's just the plain old facts. It's the freaking facts.
hey, man,
It's the facts. I got a 4 game winning streak. Whoop de doo. You know?
history is history, man. History depends on his story. So I don't give a fuck about history, man. Everyone got a different interpretation about history.
Yeah, man. I'm super energetic today because we I don't want to talk about my high school football team, but we ended the year in a 4 game winning streak. We won our little championship for our rival. I'm feeling juiced up. I'm very, very excited. Very, very excited. The kids really needed to win, but I don't want to talk too much about my personal life. Well, Vic, you played Kalu this week, and Kalu gave you a nice uppercut right in the chin, man. It was
Yeah,
how you feeling
man,
about that?
it was a tough loss, man. I mean, I was watching the game with y'all on Sunday, and I swear to you, if I left Sunday with a 1 point lead, I felt confident I was winning that matchup. I'm not a believer in I'm not gonna say I'm not a believer. I own Quentin Johnston in another league, and he'll legit give you 0 points or he'll give you 15. That's just the player he is. He'll give you
The fact he
zero.
scored 0 points was
Yo, he
crazy.
had 5 drops. Yeah, legit
Yeah, it's disgusting.
5 drops last night. But yeah, like I was saying, I swear to you, Sunday night we was watching the game. If we left Sunday night with myself having a 1 point lead, I felt good about my win. Um, but obviously Stafford had that last drive in the last minute, touchdown to Cup, and it was done. My night was done.
Yeah.
My night was done Sunday night. So I'm still in the playoff place due to myself being one of the highest scorers in the league. I'm still in the playoff contention. So the next 2 weeks is gonna be fucking tough. I play Moose and I ended with Monty. So yeah, my playoffs started. I gotta win this week against Moose. In my
Ooh,
opinion, I gotta win.
good luck.
I got a whole team, no players on bye. So let's go.
Load them up. Click, click. Um, well, Mr. Recognition beat Fletcher this week. 154 to 134. And you know what? Nah, I'm not gonna. Nah, I'm not gonna do it. Nah, should I? No, I'm
Just
not
do
gonna
it,
do it.
man. What are you talking about?
I
Good
don't.
luck.
Yo, I think I'm just not gonna talk about his matchup. This to get him angry.
Another big weird matchup for Janelson.
Yeah,
One of the highest scores of the week.
yeah. Which is honestly, and we highlighted this a couple times. So this recognition stuff. I mean, I don't know where that came from, but there's been like back to back, like 3 back to back weeks where he was scoring like 160 or wherever it was. We gave him his credit, and like I don't know what else he wants.
He just wants to get stroked, man. He wants us to overanalyze his team. He wants us to say like, yeah, he had an awesome pick with Jameer Gibbs, and then he followed it up with a stupendous pick with Cortland Sutton, and then he went and he found buried treasure with Zay Flowers, and then um he pulled it out of his ass with the intestines and all that. He got Baker Mayfield. That's the kind of stuff he wants to hear,
That's
man.
what he wants.
He
That's what he
wants to hear
wants.
that.
Does he want? Because I feel like we've given them recognition. Maybe he has to go back to the old podcast where he scored most points. Maybe he needs to go back and go listen to that and how we giving him credit because we slammed him last year for being finishing in last place. So this year we made sure we highlighted him like, hey, you know what? Look at him coming back. Like, what else do you want?
Yeah,
What do you want? I don't know. What do you want?
this is my thing. All right, most of the guys y'all listening on TV, they're wrong like 80% of the time. These analysts on ESPN and Fox, they're wrong a lot. We're not them. We just do this for fun. Um, After the draft, we give our honest opinions. I give my honest opinion. I'm not gonna say, yeah, this team is good. Yeah, that team did all right. I'm not gonna look for like the silver lining. I'm gonna tell you exactly how I feel about the team. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Yeah, I'm wrong. I was wrong about Janelsa's team. I was wrong about Steve's team. I was wrong about that. I ain't hiding about that. You guys can go back to week 1 and listen to that shit. There ain't no hiding about it. I was wrong about it. Um, but ever since then, like Matt has said, I have given credit to Janilson and said, what a hell of a stack he has. He has a hell of a stack, a hell of a strategy on his part to stack up Burrow and Chase. It's like he's getting double the points. When Chase scores, Burrow is scoring. He did that. He put that shit together. We've mentioned that a few times a week. So to come in the chat and say all this shit is like, get the fuck out of here
Yeah,
with that,
dude.
man.
Yeah, like that. That's just like, yo, dude. Like, I don't like what else do you like? I don't know physically like what else I can do. Like, I don't know. Do you want us to go? Like, do you want us to skip the podcast and just go in the chat and be like, wow, oh my gosh,
Yeah, that's it,
wow, wait,
man.
like, no, man, come on, dude. Like, come on. What are we here for? What are we here for? What are we here for? And then
Yo,
like, what are we supposed to just praise him in this whole game? And then Fletch with the 134 points. What are you supposed to say? What are we supposed to do now? Like, are we just supposed to be like, hey, yeah, Fletch,
Yo,
nice
go
shot, Fletch.
go to 867 Broad Street to a Chinese parlor if you're looking to get a happy ending. If that's what you're looking for, go over there, bro. I ain't stroking, man.
It's seriously. It may sound like a rant or anything, but like, come on, man. Like, coming out of nowhere with that stuff, man. Like it would have been different if we wasn't praising anything. You know what I mean? Because I feel like this year we've been trying to do a better job of just highlighting good stuff instead of being ultra negative and stuff. But now it's like, come on, man. What are we doing? But Fletch, unfortunately, dropping 134 points did not get the job done. His playoff chances just became slimmer. So every game, just to have a chance, he has to win out. That Jacobs trade looking beautiful right now. 30 points this week. That's beautiful. And that Janu pickup, another 23 points this week. Just killing it out there. Um, better luck next week there, Fletch. And then we have Stevie versus Steve. Steve just like 172 points this week.
I mean, yo, the past 2 weeks, Steve's been dropping some serious
Yeah, he
points.
dropped 169 this
Um,
week. The last week was 160 something or 150, and then this week dropping 172. And
Another big fucking win. I mean,
yeah,
he's another guy. I don't think he's looking to get stroked. He's just playing with a chip in his shoulder, which I respect.
yeah,
We said what we said. He hasn't really complained about it. He's playing with, you know, he's playing with a chip in his shoulder, and his team's looking mighty good going into the playoffs. A big fucking win against Stevie. Stevie's team's been a powerhouse, but what a big fucking win for him. Um, Stevie on the other end, now he went from like I think, correct me if I'm wrong, majority of the season, beginning of the season, he was in first.
yeah. He
And
was up
now
there.
he's like stumbling down the standings. Um yeah, now he's into a tough week.
Yep, tough week.
He
He
didn't
got to
score a
stack.
lot of points, so now he's in limbo with myself, Monty, and George.
Mm-hmm.
So makes the next 2 weeks very interesting.
Mm-hmm. Just also want to highlight Barkley scoring 51 points.
Man,
What a doozy. What a doozy. And then McBride just being a consistent weapon for the Cardinals. That's and Daniels, I thought he was having a rough game, and then all of a sudden he exploded with for 30 points. So um yeah, man. I know well, at least I discredited him from the beginning of the season. I said his team is fake. Well, he shut me up real quick. So his team is for real. And like you mentioned, Steve's never looking for extra credit because he's in it for one thing: it's winning the championship, and that's one thing I would really respect about him. But I was wrong. This team is not a fake team; it's a real team, and coincidentally, I do face them next week. But we can talk about that when we get there. Um, we already went that. Yo, upset of the week: Kev beating George. Man, I guess George will tell you he had a bad feeling he was going to lose once he seen that Browns game. There was some kooky stuff going on. The Joku had the ball hit his hands. And actually, before we even get to that, because I feel like Janilson has something to do with this. He was doing that voodoo stuff. He was definitely playing some reverse psychology stuff, bro. That was wild. Like guy's been dropping 150, 160 every week, and then he's saying, "Oh, I'm afraid of Georgia's team." Like, please, oh please, bro. And then all of a sudden, George scores 98
man.
points.
I mean, I know for the guys in the play, the guys that feel like they're locked into the playoffs. That's a sigh of relief
Absolutely,
to see Georgia's team lose.
absolutely.
Um, yeah, man, it's just a sigh of relief. He had like McCaffrey had a slow week. St. Brown came back down to earth. Neighbors ever since the concussion shit, he's been and then Puka doing Puka stuff,
Mm-hmm.
dropping points.
Yeah, that then joke that no Joku. was supposed to be a main piece for him to compete, and he just hasn't been performing. Well, at least this week he didn't perform. And then Kev just like
Kev had
going down with the ship.
Patrick Mahomes, big night. Um, C.D. Lamb, big night. Not a big night, but a pretty solid night considering no TDs. George Kittle, number one tight end in the league between him and Brock. Yeah, and then old reliable Rashad White.
Yes, sir. And then last matchup to highlight is Monty and Moose. Yo man, when we're watching the game with Moose on Sunday, I was looking at him dead in his eyes, like, yo, Moose, I really want you to lose. I really do. And I thought it was gonna happen. I really did. It
Uh,
was close.
I felt the opposite. I mean,
And
after my matchup was like up in smokes, I was praying for Moose to win. And then when Moose got that TD from Cooper Cup, which killed me, I'm like, all right, you're in a better you're in a better place to get this dub.
he only won by 8 points. And Monty ran into the bye week gauntlet. Had to depend on guys at running back that you normally wouldn't depend on. But couldn't get the job done. Makes his battle for a playoff spot harder. And we'll see what he has coming up for these next couple of weeks. And with that being said, because I know we've been talking a lot, we do have a special guest in the building tonight. He is a two-time champion in this league. He is a competitor. Without further ado, Mr. International Kev. One
Back
second.
in the United States.
Back in the United States, once I can unmute him. Yo, Kev, can you unmute? I'm having issues unmuting you. There you go. You're
Can you
good.
hear me?
Yes, sir. What's up,
What's
Kev?
good, man? Not much, man. I'm happy to be on a podcast. You know, it's been a while.
Welcome back to the U.S., man.
Yes, yes. It's always good to be back in the U.S.
Yeah, subpar season for you. I know you're not feeling
Yeah,
good about that.
subpar. That's putting it nice.
Yeah,
Bad, bad.
you suck this year.
Yeah, bro. But I had a bad draft. Um, and like I always say, you win a championship in August. You know what I mean? And to start off with a bad draft is just tough, man. Like players that I wish would perform just shit the bed.
Mm,
Mahomes, Rashad White, Christian Kirk, um, what's his name from San Francisco?
Ayuk.
Ayuk. Uh, yeah, man, just not good enough to compete in this league. That's
No,
what happens. If you don't have a good draft, if you don't have a solid draft, you're not going to win games.
no, you're not. Do you think
So,
Edmere has something to do with that?
nah, man. I, I mean, I just made bad picks, to be honest. One pick I wish I could go back and do was Christian Kirk over James Conner. That's the one
Okay.
that kills me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
But hey, it is what it is. Like I said, if I'm going down, I'm taking everybody with me. So
Yo, man. Yo, Kev, I hear the depression in your voice. I definitely been there, bro.
I'm telling you, sometimes when you lose on Monday or on Sunday, whatever, the following morning is just depressing, bro. I don't even eat. I just I usually have a croissant in the morning, but when I lose, bro, I'm just like, fuck, I don't want to do nothing. It takes me so long to get my day going.
I
Yeah.
definitely, especially when you're out of contention, and I've been in those. I've been in that
Yeah,
spot for 3 years. I had another down season for my fourth basement year. Um, it's not, it's not ideal, man. It freaking sucks because you got to wait for a whole year
Yeah.
to compete and be in a better spot. It's not enjoyable at all. Not even a little bit. And like people take pride in knocking people out of the playoff run, but yo, man, who wants to do
Yeah,
that? Who wants to compete for
right.
that?
On top of that, you have to deal with the basement BS.
Yeah,
Because
dude, it's not
what
cool.
when you make the playoffs, even if you lose in the first round, you can say, "Hey, at least I made the playoffs," right?
Yeah.
But when you can be like sixth, seventh, whatever, and they just gonna roast you. Hey, you in the basement? Shut up, bum.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what I
yeah,
mean?
and you just gotta eat it, like
Yeah.
I,
All right, man. You got me.
yeah,
But I honestly, it's part of the game.
yeah.
Um,
Somebody gotta lose.
yeah,
Not everybody can
and
win.
if you don't
So
put your best foot forward, that's what happens.
Yes, sir.
3-8, whatever I am. So I just have to come back next year better.
so Kev, walk us through. Let's go back to draft night because
Yeah.
you said you felt the draft was the first point of the season you're having. Do you feel like the draft was unpredictable, meaning like the way the play the way we drafted threw you off a little bit and you had to leave your game plan, or was it just like the players you liked didn't perform?
I think it's a combination of both. I didn't want to draft Rashid White, but I kind of didn't have a choice. Early third round, Malik Neighbors was there, but I didn't really like him because I didn't know where he was going to get from Daniel Jones. Uh, Ayuk, I was on the fence, but it was either Ayuk or Rashad Rice. No, yeah, Rashad Rice. Either one got hurt, so it doesn't really matter. I targeted it. What's his name? Guy from Kansas City.
Pacheco?
You have an Pacheco, and he got hurt. So I feel like I was just doomed to have a bad season. You know what I mean? The only bright spot I have is Kittle and Mooney.
Yeah,
That's the
Mooney was
only
Mooney
solid.
two
was solid.
guys.
Mooney was solid.
Yeah, those are two guys that I targeted, that I got, that actually performed.
Hmm.
Mahomes been ass, bro. To be honest,
Yeah, we own him in a co-manager league.
yeah,
Yeah, fuck
terrible.
Mahomes.
But yeah, man, it is what it is. You just gotta come back better because if you're not prepared, you're gonna get eaten alive in this league. So it's my
That
fault in the end of the
I
day.
think I
that's
think
for sure.
my next question I'm gonna ask you is not even like disregard the standings. Um, going into the playoffs, what are three teams you think are contenders? Three teams that you can feel like, yeah, those three teams. I feel like one of those three teams won the championship.
I mean, the obvious one is Janilson, to be honest, because he has 4 or 5 players that are gonna give him 15 plus week in and week out. Um, Steve's team is pretty solid. And who else? Let me see. I like Moose's team, but what's gonna happen with Dobbins? You know what I mean?
Hmm.
I don't know if it's
Yeah,
her, if they're gonna take it slow with him because of the players coming up.
Moose does have
Uh,
Gus Bus on his bench.
yeah, but I don't know about him. He's like touchdown or bust to me. You know what I mean? He doesn't really catch the ball out of the backfield. I'm not a fan of him. Let me see who else. I would stay. Give me one second. Boop, 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 boop. TV. I'd say Matt's team, to be honest.
Whoa.
Yeah. Chase Brown, Nico Collins, David Montgomery, Bijan, even Bucky Irvin's been coming alive. Yeah. I mean, uh, can you hear me?
Yeah, I
Yes,
got you.
sir.
Yeah. He got dropped. He got dropped. He'll be able to hop back on. What do you think about the teams that he picked so far? What he picked? Moose,
Moose, Janosin,
Steve.
Steve, and yourself. I think those are legit picks.
Oh,
I
he's
think those
back.
are. I think those are legit picks that he selected that he felt like will make a run.
Yeah, like excuse me. Nelson's team is pretty good. I mean, like we already know how good his team is. You got like his the way it's built, but like I said, I think I said this last week. There's like I think it's an open road for all teams, at least the ones that are in playoff contention.
Yeah, as cliche as this may sound, I feel like we say it every year. I honestly feel like the playoffs can start. A team like obviously George sneaks into the playoff, can make a run to the championship. A team like myself, a team like Monty, if Fletch runs the table and makes it, those are all teams that have players that if they catch fire in the right time of the season, they can make a crazy run.
Absolutely.
So I honestly feel like yes, we have our favorites, but anybody can win it once it comes to playoffs. It's one
Yeah.
game and you're out.
I just think
One of the top teams have one or two players have a bad week that can be done. That can be done so for you.
I feel like a lot of these rosters have good balance. About the balance between like having a couple stud guys that could really have high upside and have consistent guys on their roster.
Yeah,
Especially with these teams that just like that had bye weeks. And then there's teams that have a solid bench as far as like the depth pieces, and especially with the waiver wire looking like the way it is. This is I just kept this texting me. Yeah, just the way that the things are. This things could change really,
pretty
really
quickly.
quickly. Really quickly. In all honesty, and injuries haven't been that bad. All it takes is an injury. Honestly.
And it's another factor. Yes, sir.
And I forget that injuries do happen. Well, I feel like it hasn't been bad like other years. Like, I feel like there's only been like one guy or two guys that actually affected it from tearing the ACL or whatever. Just waiting for Kev to get back on, folks. But um, as we wait, do you want to go over the matchups that are coming up?
Nah, before we go, I want to touch on So Matt, what was your feelings with Monty went on his rant this week
Yep.
with KT situation through the trades. Like, what is your assessment on that?
The KT trades. Honestly, man, when it comes to trades, it's I feel like everyone should have the ability to do whatever they want. You know what I mean? Like we all pay $250 to get in the league. The only thing is that I feel like as all of us being managers of this league, we have to hold people accountable to do their research and stuff. And with the people that don't do their research, that's when we like, hey, you know what? One, I don't know if this league will do it, but like coach people up on the side
Nah.
or be like, yo, man, love you, but I'm gonna vote. I petition to vote this guy out. Um, it's been done in the past. Honestly, I like to give people opportunity to bounce back before something like that would happen. But if someone came out of nowhere and like they're valid, if they came up with a solid reason to kick someone out of a league, I think I'll honestly not. I think I know I would listen. I'd be like, yo, if you come up with valid points, all right, like let's do it then. Like, and that's how I feel about the trades. And as far as like going on his rant, like Mont's allowed to do what he wants. I like when Monty's active, even if he's against me or with me or whatever the case is. I never look at it as a personal thing, and it's it is what it is. This sometimes, well, I'll interject and say things if it pertains to me, but if it really doesn't pertain to me and I have some opinion to say, I'll say it. But if I don't feel like I need to say something, I won't. Um, because like when it comes to fantasy, it's like fantasy's fantasy. If anyone has an issue with a commissioner or anything like that uh, pertaining to the league, you can always reach out. And if you think I'm not sufficient to be a commissioner in this league, I'm always if you guys want me voted out, you can vote me out. It's like I'm not here just gripping on to um this thing for power or anything like that. And if guys feel like I haven't done my job at the best way it needs to be done, then all right, just call me out on my stuff and just say, hey, you know what? I think I should have an opportunity to be a commissioner because I'm not doing a good job. You know what I mean? It's
Yes,
like
sir.
it's like I'm not gonna just take your word for it. Like you if you get a group of people, no, not even a group of people, if you have another person supporting you, like, yo, you know what? I think you'd be a better commissioner than Matt, then I go for it. And then we can hold a vote and we can hold a vote. No feelings held against. Like, I feel like it hasn't been perfect. I don't think it has been perfect, but I feel like our positives are way better than the negatives that we've had. I feel like we put the best things on the table. We try to hear the voice. I'm not the type of guy that tells you, "Hey, this is the how it's going to be run," and you shut your mouth and that's it. No, because I feel like this league's been running for 14 years, going on 15 years next year, and prior to being a commissioner, I've always tried to stand up for the right things if things were going wrong. And it's always going to be like that. And a lot of people have a lot of skin in this game. For a person like George not to be listened to when he's been here since day one, that's wild. No, thank you. Kalu been here for like 14 years, not listening to him
Carlos was day one.
since day one. Come on, man. Like
Former
me,
commish.
yeah, like me not listening to Monty that's been here for 14. No, I feel like there's been the majority of people that have been here for 14 years. And for me to strip a voice for 14 years, who the hell am I to do that? That's not, no way. No way, no how. Because you know what makes this league great, Vic? The people that are in it.
100%, I agree with you on that, Matt. Well said. I'm just gonna add. I think as commissioner of every league, is we put
Mhm.
effort into making the league better, effort into making a league that the players in the league feel a part of the league. They're not just like August rolls around every year and like, hey, this is what we're doing, take it or leave it. We give we give the power to the players in the league because we honestly want the players in the league to feel a part of it.
Mhm.
When players feel a part of something, or when people feel a part of a community, they take more pride into the league. They feel more invested into the league. I think that's one of the strength of this league. And I'm not saying this on some kumbaya shit, like trying to win people over. No, I'm not doing that.
No.
It's exactly like when I was commissioner with Kalu. This is what we spoke about. When Kalu stepped down and Matt got voted in, we continued with that. Yeah, there were instances where myself, I can speak for myself, felt like certain things shouldn't be a vote, and then we always made it a vote. Either one of the commissioners said, "Nah, we got to bring it to the table." Even with myself and Matt here, we have a talk. We talk behind the scenes, before the podcast, during the off season. We talk, and there's been plenty of times where Matt has said like, "Nah, we have to continue bringing shit to the table as a vote. This is what this league is." Because there's things I felt strongly about, and then yeah, and vice versa. There's things Matt wanted that change or wanted to do, and then he wanted to just do it. Like for instance, with Fab, Matt wanted that done. He didn't think it should be a vote. Well, we made it a vote, and luckily, the league agreed with that. So that's there's a lot of things that happen behind the scene, and we don't put it out here. It's just like when you see a happy couple, a happy relationship, a happy married couple. There's shit that happens behind the scenes, behind closed doors that the couple don't agree with or don't know, but they work it out. They make shit happen. So, like I said, this ain't no kumbaya shit.
Nah, nah.
Um,
I felt
this is
like
just being me being transparent and clarity. This ain't a response to Monty. This ain't like a response to anyone in the league. This is just transparency. You call whatever you want to call it, but I'm telling you, it's transparency. With the KT shit, I'm gonna just say like, there's no way you can stop collusion from happening. KT's thing wasn't collusion. I think he put an effort to make his team better. He was just late, a few weeks late, as we said in the chat.
yeah.
Um, but with the collusion part, yes, collusion happened in this league before under my watch and Kalu's watch when he was commissioner. There was nothing we could have done to stop it. It happened, and the only thing you can do when collusion happens is nip it in the butt and set an example. That's the only thing you can do when collusion happened. And when the collusion did happen, we swiftly kicked Danny out of the league. We kicked Danny out of the league immediately. For those who don't remember or those who weren't in the league, we kicked Danny out of the league mid-season and brought in Ryan. That's how Ryan entered the league. Ryan took Danny's team that year, mid-season, and finished the league.
Mm-hmm.
That's the only thing you can do with collusion. You don't see collusion happen,
Mm,
or you don't expect collusion to happen. You can put things in places to stop collusion, um, or you can set an example, which we did. We set an example with Danny. Unfortunately, yes, Don won the championship. I just feel like that's 10, 11 years ago to still be brought up, to still like get thrown in our faces. It's just like there's no you could have replaced me as a commissioner and put somebody else there. That shit was still going to happen. Any of y'all could have been commissioner. That shit was still going to happen. And
mhm,
the only response you could have made is, I have to set an example.
mhm.
And I think myself and Kalu at that time, we set the appropriate example. I mean, yeah, there's always gonna be trades we don't agree with, we don't like, but
I think that's in every league, man.
since then, I haven't seen any trade that I felt was collusion worthy or cheating. Yes, some
Mm,
were careless, some were just stupidity. But it goes back to like the league is getting better, more money. Like I said last week, the league is getting better and better. More money might be on the table. That's a conversation we have when we talk about raising the fee. Is we have to take all that into consideration. And that's some of the things consideration. Do we have the right players in this league
to do it.
to continue raising the fee? Because once the stakes get higher, everything is under a microscope.
Mm-hmm.
Everything goes under a microscope. But
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna just leave it at that. And
Yeah.
again, this is just transparency. This ain't a clap back. This ain't a response.
Nah. It's not. It's never like that, man. And I hope people don't think that because you know what I mean. Like It's not. It's really not that. It's not that deep. It's not. Um, yeah, man. Kevin's still trying to get back on here. I don't know. This app has been acting funky. Um, Kev, can you hear us?
Nah, I don't think Kev's on, man.
I'm gonna send him a message just to forget about it. We can try to get him in a part two. Forget about it. Forget. We'll try to do a part two to next week, or maybe we'll have double the guests. So, you want to hop onto these matchups?
Yes, sir. Let's go into these matchups.
All right. So this week, huge week, man. Um, we got myself versus Steve, Mr. 160 points himself. So I think it's going to be a tough matchup. It's a not a must win, but it's definitely a battle that's going to determine seeding. So we'll see how that goes. You got nobody on bye. I don't have anybody on bye. I know we got these Thanksgiving Day games coming up, so it's going to be a busy week. He does have some guys coming out of bye, so we'll see what happens, man. I'm good, man. I'm feeling good about my team. It's all about getting into the playoffs and just stacking them wins, man. That's all I want. I want to stack up wins. If I could get a bye week, cool. If I can't, whatever, man. I'm just trying to get out and do this thing, man.
I mean, I go against Moose this week.
Yeah,
Like I mentioned earlier, it's a must-win territory for myself to feel good about the playoffs. Moose, obviously, he feels like it's a must-win for himself to go up in the standings, especially with Matt and Steve's matchup. Um, he can solidify his position in the offs. So it's a must-win for both players. Big matchup, big matchup. I just want to look at Thursday games, Thanksgiving Day. So speaking for myself, Matt, all my games are on.
oh, you got one of those. All your games on Sunday.
All my games on Sunday. My big guns are all back from bye week, so all my games on Sunday. I mean, maybe depending on what Pacheco's situation is. If he's still out, I may slide Kareem Hunt into my lineup. But Moose got
He got
two
if he starts,
Thursday games.
yeah, two
He's
Thursday
definitely
games.
starting A Chain,
Yeah,
and he's definitely starting Jameson. So he at least got two Thursday games.
yeah. This should be a good matchup. This maybe a future playoff matchup. And then we got Fletch versus Kev. If Fletch wants to keep his playoff hopes alive, he has to beat
Yeah,
a two-time champ. It's not going to be an easy battle. I do see a lot of green on his side. Look at him. Fletch got all bunch of green. With that running back combination, I do not want to play that. Josh Jacobs and Joe Mixon. Yikes. Yikes. That's gonna be a good battle, man. If Fletch can pull out a win, he can fight down till the week 14, man. The dreaded week 14. Then we got a big matchup for George going against Janilson.
whew.
This is um yo, for George to even have an opportunity to go to playoffs, this is a must win for him.
Must win.
And for seeding purposes, John needs this win. So I think it's gonna be a full fledged um battle.
I think even of oh no, I take that back because I was gonna say if Ja loses, he's still gonna maintain his position because of his points, but that's contingent if Moose loses. If Moose wins and he loses, Moose jumps to first, or yourself or Steve can jump to first.
Wow. Yeah. This is things could get really serious. And
So the standings can look a lot different next week.
I think both these guys have heavy hitters. Both matchups. It's gonna be a good one, man. Like even if George wins, he still has an uphill battle because there's a couple people in front of him, like yourself and Monty. So, but first he has to beat Eugene Nelson, and then everything else will figure itself out.
Speaking of Monty, he's going against Kalu. Kalu's another one fighting for the playoffs. He's in the same boat as Fletcher. Both of them are 5-7. If Kalu wins this week, he puts himself back into the mix.
Yeah, man. This is beautiful, man. This is why this league is what it is, man. We got people still jockeying for a playoff spot, man. It's never too late. Once you have eight
I
losses,
also
though,
I'm looking at this matchup, and I recalled earlier you gave a shout out for John Smith. How about Bo Nix?
yo, Bo Nick, yo, that's one thing for sure, man. I'm gonna give this man his flowers. Yo, when it comes to navigating the waiver wire, yo, he knows how to do it. He's an assassin. Like that valet pick, even though he didn't win last week, that valet pick giving him 15 points off the waiver wire, ridiculous. And I'll even say the same thing about Kalu. Kalu stepped up in his waiver game, at least for defensively. He got 22 points from the Seahawks D last week.
Speaking of that, I was talking to Kalu earlier today via text, and I was telling him like I don't know if the league noticed, but Kalu left 100 close to 100 points on the bench.
Yeah,
My matchup against his. I think max points scored this week. I think it was Kalu with 190, meaning like if you set his roster to efficiency, he would win the highest score this week at 190. Um, he left two on the bench with 30 points. He left Waddle on the bench with another 30 points. He left other players on the bench with 20, 15 points.
oh man,
Just phew. So he has the weapons there.
yeah, man. His roster's ready to explode, man. So Monty does not have an easy battle. But we'll see how that goes, man. It's a good battle. When Monty and Kalu play against each other, it's a juicy matchup. And then, last but not least, as you can tell by my giggly voice, Stevie's playing KT. I talked to Stevie last week. He said, "Man, I'm glad I'm playing KT next week." He already had it. He's like, "Man, thank gosh." So he's gonna get it. So in other words, KT, if you want to use it as motivation, he said this is an easy win. That's what he said. His words, not mine. He said you're an easy win. And I think he may even called you a speed bump.
KT man. Yeah, I
R.I.P.
mean,
man.
let's see. I mean, I would love. I know I'm praying and hoping for KT this week to get an upset. Let's see.
Man, I'm pulling for it because one, I want this guy to end up 2-11. I think we're hitting historic records now. I want him to win. I want him to pull the victory. That it's much needed, man. And Stevie needs to lose. That's just what it is, man. So if Stevie loses, because I want to dive deep into this, because we got 6 teams that make playoffs. We got you, Stevie, Monty, George. So essentially, there are 2 playoff spots. Well, technically 3 playoff spots because between me and Steve, those last 3 spots are up for grabs. Because there's 2 games left and we can still get 6 losses. Okay. So these matchups are very big. The Your matchup, the Stevie Lawrence matchup, the Monty matchup, and the George matchups. like a lot of things could shift like quickly with the win and just another loss from other teams. So this it's coming down the wire, man. It is coming down the wire. Um, I think we went over all the matchups, Vic.
Yes, sir. We did.
I'm running out of gas over here, man. Um, anything else you want to add?
I think we touched on everything. All I can say is, fellas, God bless.
Yeah, man. I hope you guys have a great Thanksgiving, and maybe we'll try to link. I don't know. I don't think I think I have something going on Friday. Maybe I don't. Maybe we can all watch the game on Friday. The Chiefs are playing.
3 o'clock.
They're playing at 3.
I think it's a 3 o'clock game. I have my son has a my youngest son Lennox has a Thanksgiving tournament Friday. But yeah, I believe the Chiefs game's at 3 o'clock
I don't know. Maybe we won't.
Friday.
Maybe
Friday.
maybe we won't link up for that game. I know I'm paying football on Thanksgiving morning. If anyone wants to play, I'm playing at 8 o'clock in the morning. Holla at me. But yeah, that's all we got, man. You guys have a good night. You guys enjoy the turkey. Enjoy some good football on Thursday, and spend some great time with your family.
Yes, sir.
You guys have a blessed night. Deuces. There we go. I don't know what happened to Kev.